What if staying home made you a target? The neighborhood was silent. No lights, no hum of appliances, no news, except at your house. Your generator hums as you sip coffee, clinging to normalcy. Then, footsteps. Two silhouettes pause at your driveway, drawn to the light, whispering, watching. You kill the lamp and freeze. Suddenly, the comfort of staying home feels like a liability, because in a collapse, the only house with power, food, and light isn't just a home, it's a beacon. And unless you've planned for that very moment, you're not as safe as you think. What if safety became your biggest vulnerability? This guide gets you ready before the lights go out. No fluff, just proven tactics that work. You'll see exactly how to generate and manage power when the grid goes down. How to light your home without turning into a target. How to keep communication alive, quietly, without drawing attention. And how to stay situationally aware, even when the alerts go silent. Whether you're staying put or forced to move, this guide gives you the tools to stay powered, connected, and in control, without relying on the system. Let's take a closer look at how to stay in control of your energy when the grid goes down. When the power fails, darkness isn't just inconvenient, it's dangerous. You lose visibility, increase your risk of injury, and make yourself a target. That's why lighting should be one of your first backup plans. It starts with the basics. When you need to move, work, or respond to an emergency, flashlights and headlamps are your best friends. Headlamps give you hands-free light, ideal for repairs, medical care, and hauling gear in the dark. It's a good idea to keep backups and rotate your batteries regularly so they are ready when you need them the most. To light up a full room or shared space, LED lanterns are the way to go. They're safe, efficient, and they last. Solar-powered lanterns are even better. Charge them by day, use them by night. No fuel, no batteries required. If you're all out of options, candles can provide light in a pinch. But they come with risk. Only use them in enclosed holders, never leave them unattended, and keep them far from curtains, paper, or anything flammable, and always out of reach of children. Glow sticks are simple, silent, and effective. They don't need power, they don't create heat, and they give off soft enough light for up to 12 hours. They're great for marking hazards, calming kids, and providing ambient glow in areas where fire or power isn't safe. And if you've got a generator or solar backup system running, plug in a low wattage lamp or even a short string of lights. It won't use much power, but it can bring a real sense of normalcy in dark times. Just remember, light draws attention, so keep it dim, keep it low, and keep it contained. Now, you know how to stay powered and lit when the grid goes down. That knowledge puts you ahead and gives you control. But don't let that comfort make you careless. One uncovered window and you've just painted a target on your back. In a collapse, light isn't just comfort, it's a signal. If your house is the only one glowing on a dark street, you're broadcasting that you have power, supplies, and something worth taking. To stay safe, your lighting setup has to be smart and discreet. Use blackout curtains or heavy blankets to block windows completely. Even a sliver of light at night can give away your position. Keep interior lights low, limit use to only what's necessary, and avoid lighting up multiple rooms at once. Stick to red or dim lighting when possible. It's less visible from a distance and helps preserve night vision. If you have solar lanterns or generator-powered lamps, place them low to the ground and away from windows. And never light up the outside of your home. No porch lights, no driveway illumination. In a blackout, darkness is your camouflage, so use your power to survive, not to stand out. If your phone went dead tonight, how would you reach your family or know what's coming next? When phones die, the internet vanishes, and TVs go dark, radio often stays alive. In many disasters, it's the last line of information, the only way to hear what's happening beyond your front door. That's why reliable communication gear is essential for every prepper. Let's break down the tools that keep you connected when the grid and the world go silent. Number 1. AM, FM, and NOAA weather radios. Every prepper should own a radio that receives AM, FM, and NOAA weather bands. AM signals can travel long distances, especially at night, offering access to regional updates even if local stations go down. NOAA weather radio isn't just about weather, it also broadcasts civil alerts and emergency messages. A hand crank or battery-powered radio ensures that you're not cut off from any updates when you need them the most. Test your radio regularly and stock up on batteries. Number 2. FRS, GMRS walkie-talkies. These small handheld radios are ideal for short-range communication. They're useful for family coordination, perimeter patrols, or foraging missions. Most offer a range of 1 to 5 miles, depending on terrain. They're simple to use, affordable, and require no license. Always keep spare batteries close as well. Number 3. Citizens Band Radio, or CB radio. CB radios extend your communication range to several miles, especially with a good antenna. They're unlicensed and commonly monitored by truckers and travelers. If others in your area use CB, it can be a reliable way to share local information or request for help. Number 4. Ham radio, amateur radio. This is the most powerful communication tool in a blackout scenario. With a technician class license, you can operate on a wide range of frequencies and reach repeaters, other operators, or even global networks under the right conditions. In a true emergency, even unlicensed users can legally transmit on ham frequencies to call for help. A basic handheld ham radio like a Baofeng can pick up local repeaters or emergency service channels if they're not encrypted. Joining a local ARES group, Amateur Radio Emergency Service Group, gives you access to trained volunteers who work with relief efforts during disasters. It's one of the best investments you can make for grid-down comms. Number 5. Post-collapse communication networks. If modern systems collapse completely, informal methods may take their place. Communities might post bulletins in central locations, hold daily meetings, or use designated radio channels at specific times. Some areas may create whistle codes or sound trucks to share alerts. Stay alert for any emerging systems around you. Knowing where aid is being given out or where danger zones are can make a critical difference. Could you stay hidden in a world where sound means survival? Staying informed is critical, but staying discreet can be the difference between safety and exposure. Every sound you make, every signal you send, could draw attention. When the world goes quiet, your biggest threat isn't what you hear, it's what others hear from you. Every transmission, every engine, every loud word carries. In a collapsed society, sound equals value. If you're making noise, you're signaling that you have something worth taking. Start with your communications. Radio can be a lifeline, but it's also a liability. Keep your transmissions short. Use code words for sensitive details. Never give away your location or supplies over open channels. Always assume someone's listening, because odds are they are. Now, think about the sounds around your home. Generators, chainsaws, even casual conversation can cut through the silence like a flare in the night. If you need to run something loud, time it wisely. Wait for rain or wind. Mask your noise with the environment. A little sound discipline goes a long way towards staying off the radar. Staying aware doesn't always require high-tech gear. A good pair of binoculars gives you eyes across the neighborhood. A paper map and compass still work when GPS doesn't. Signal mirrors and whistles, old school, but silent and effective. And if you have to move, don't trust your phone's navigation. Print maps ahead of time. Mark back roads and trails that bypass main routes. Know how to use a compass, and remember, no grid means no traffic lights. Roads become unpredictable, so scout first, travel smart, and never assume the way is clear. Because when silence rules the world, survival belongs to those who stay quiet, think ahead, and move with purpose. When the world stops talking, will you know what's coming? When the feeds go silent and the alerts stop coming, awareness becomes a manual skill. No more updates, just your senses. Your eyes, your ears, and the people around you become your only warning system. And in a collapse, that might mean the difference between safe and sorry. In a world without apps, alerts, or live feeds, awareness doesn't just vanish, it just shifts back to you. Your ability to notice, interpret, and respond becomes your most reliable line of defense. So, let's go over the core methods to maintain real-world situational awareness, even when the digital world goes dark. Number 1. Visual observation. Make a habit of scanning your environment. In urban areas, find safe, elevated points like rooftops, upper floor windows to check for smoke, large movements of people, or signs of conflict. In rural settings, walk the perimeter or send someone to a high vantage point. Look for anything out of the ordinary, vehicles, campfires, or new tracks on the road. Do this daily. Patterns reveal themselves over time. Number 2. Human intelligence. Talk to others, cautiously. Survivors often carry valuable information like aid locations, conflict zones, or local developments. Verify what you hear, but don't isolate completely. Building a trusted network of informants strengthens your decisions. You might even agree on a daily info check with neighbors. For example, tune into FRS Channel 3 at 9 a.m. each day to exchange news. Number 3. Logging local events. Keep a physical map and update it. Mark where fires were seen, where armed groups passed, or even where help was spotted. And also add the dates. Over time, this creates a picture of shifting danger zones and safe areas, something tech can't replace when it's gone. Number 4. Watch for misinformation. Collapse doesn't stop manipulation. In hostile scenarios, fake broadcasts or rumors may even be used to confuse or mislead. Treat any unverified message with skepticism, especially calls to evacuate or meet at location X. Cross-check the claims with NOAA radio, other locals, or secondary reports. In past disasters, panic often spread through false information. So, stay calm, confirm facts, and always ask, who benefits from me believing this? Hey, quick break here. If you're finding this helpful, go ahead and hit subscribe so you don't miss out on the next no-nonsense prepping guide we drop. And while you're at it, give it a like. It tells the algorithm that this kind of content matters. And if you've got people counting on you, your family, your friends, your team, share it with them. Because when things go sideways, those around you will either lift you up or drag you down. Alright, let's get back to it. What's more dangerous, staying in a known risk or walking into the unknown? In every collapse scenario, there comes a moment of decision. You hear the distant gunfire, the grid is down, the roads are jammed or eerily empty, and you have to ask yourself, do we stay or do we go? That single choice can mean the difference between safety and disaster. Strategic mobility is more than just having a bug-out bag. It's the combination of preparation, judgment, and timing. It means knowing when to hunker down and when to move decisively. Let's start with the option that, for most people, will be the first and best choice: staying put. For most sudden collapses, your home isn't just familiar, it's your fortress. It holds your supplies, your tools, your defenses, and maybe even your allies. In chaos, shelter is power. Think of it this way: when panic hits the streets, leaving your home means becoming part of the problem. Crowds, confusion, and danger all concentrate along escape routes. But inside your own four walls, when doors are locked, curtains are drawn, and a defensive plan is in place, you're in control. So, let's walk through why in most cases bugging in is the smartest first move. Number 1. Safety and supplies. At home, you have everything you've prepared for. Your food, your water, your tools, your medical kits, it's all within reach. Leaving means you're abandoning your stockpile and stepping into the unknown. Unless your home is directly threatened by fire, flooding, enemy movement, or contamination, it's often more safer to stay put and ride out the storm. And if you're serious about turning your home into a real stronghold, I've got a full 3-part series on how to fortify it from the ground up. From perimeter security and blackout survival to legal know-how and mental readiness. Everything you need to know to defend your ground no matter what hits. You'll find the links to all 3 videos in the description below. Number 2. Energy conservation. Movement costs energy, calories, morale, and fuel. Bugging out means walking for miles, carrying gear, facing weather, and exhaustion. Staying home means your body can recover, your group can rest, and your limited resources can be preserved. In survival, energy management is survival. Number 3. Community as a force multiplier. If you've built local connections with neighbors, friends, allies, then bugging in means maintaining those relationships. In a true collapse, mutual aid can save lives. You may form a neighborhood watch, a perimeter team, or even a local barter circle. Leave, and you may lose that network forever. And if you're wondering how dangerous bugging out can be, check out my video, The Dark Side of Bugging Out, and Why Most People Won't Survive. It breaks down the hard truth that most people fail not because they panic, but because they weren't truly prepared to leave. You'll find that link in the description as well. When the threat comes too close, hesitation kills. There's a moment when your home stops being your safe zone and becomes a trap instead. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, hesitation can be fatal. No matter how well stocked or fortified you are, some situations demand movement. When the danger comes fast, hesitation can get you killed. That's why every prepper needs to recognize the signs that it's time to go. Not eventually, not when it feels urgent, but early when there's still time to act. So, how do you know when that moment has arrived? Let's break it down. Number 1. Imminent physical danger. If the threat is barreling towards you and staying means likely death, you go, no debate. A Category 5 hurricane doesn't care how many sandbags you've stacked. A wildfire a mile away can be at your doorstep within minutes. A chemical spill, radiation plume, or enemy convoy doesn't give you time to second guess. If officials issue a mandatory evacuation for a dam breach, storm surge, or toxic release, pay attention. Those warnings aren't issued lightly. People who ignored them in the past have paid with their lives. Normalcy bias can be deadly. Don't wait for it to feel real. When the signs are clear, move. Number 2. Total resource breakdown. You can't eat ammo, and you can't drink courage. If you run out of water in a desert climate, staying put isn't brave, it's suicidal. Same goes for food, fuel, or medicine. If your supply chains are gone and your local area is stripped bare, you need a plan B. In some cases, it's not the lack of resources, but the collapse of infrastructure, like failing sanitation, rampant disease, or overwhelmed hospitals. In those moments, mobility becomes a survival tool. Number 3. Widespread violence and lawlessness. If society collapses into chaos and your home becomes indefensible, bugging out might be your only option. Picture this. Looters are roaming freely. The sound of gunfire echoes at night, and your apartment has 6 entry points and no clear escape route. Staying might just be a slow countdown to disaster. The smart move? Leave before it hits that point. Keep tabs on the bigger picture. If unrest is spreading toward your area, don't wait for it to be at your doorstep. Go while the roads are still passable and while you still have a destination. Number 4. A safer, long-term location. Some preppers have a rural fallback, maybe a cabin in the woods, a homestead with a well, or a secluded farm with solar panels and a stocked pantry. If collapse drags on and your primary home becomes less viable, an early move to a better site makes sense. If you can get there safely and if that site is actually secure. But timing matters. Wait too long and the roads may be blocked, bridges closed, or your route is too dangerous to risk. Bugging out should never be your first move, but it should always be an option you're ready to act on. If you had to leave in 10 minutes, would you make it out alive or make it up as you go? If the time comes to leave, your survival won't depend on what you grab in a panic. It'll depend on what you've planned ahead of time. Bugging out is high risk, but done right, it can be your escape hatch. So, if bugging out becomes your only shot, what does doing it right actually look like? Number 1. Know your destination. Don't just head for the hills. Wandering without a goal makes you vulnerable, exposed to the elements, conflict, and desperation. You need a destination. Ideally, it's a friend or relative in a safer zone. Or maybe a cabin you own, land you've scouted, or a rural town that's still calm. If you don't have a pre-planned place, know where emergency shelters might be during conventional disasters. FEMA or Red Cross sometimes set up temporary centers, but in a full societal collapse, those may be gone. As a last resort, consider low population areas with water access, like national forests, where you could camp short-term while reassessing your next move. Number 2. Plan multiple routes. The fastest route may not be the safest. Highways clog fast, urban exits become choke points. So, have a plan A, B, and C. Back roads, side streets, even footpaths. Know them in advance. Print paper maps and mark alternate exits. Don't rely on GPS. If possible, do a test run during normal times to identify bridges, traffic points, and natural obstacles. Keep your gas tank at least half full at all times. In crises, stations run dry or jack up prices. For long distances, pre-position fuel or carry spare jerry cans. Even a mountain bike in your trunk could be a game changer if roads become impassable. Number 3. Build a smart bug-out bag. Your bug-out bag isn't a hiking pack, it's your lifeline. Everyone in your group should have one, ready to grab and go. It should cover 72 hours of basic survival. Here's what to pack. Water, at least 1 to 3 liters, and a way to purify more. High-energy food like trail mix, granola, or MREs. A first aid kit, medications, ID copies, and some cash. A flashlight, fire starter, multi-tool, and a solid knife. A map, compass, and a small radio. Clothing, rain gear, and lightweight shelter like a bivvy or tarp. Keep it light. If you have to walk, you'll feel every pound. Try to stay under 25% of your body weight if you can. Number 4. Prep your vehicle like your life depends on it. If you're using a vehicle, it needs to be more than just mobile. It needs to be reliable. Check tires, brakes, fluids. Keep a car kit inside, jumper cables, jack, tow strap, tools. If you see the collapse coming, load up early. Pack sleeping bags, extra water, a cooler with food, and make sure you have shelter, a tent, a tarp, or both. And remember, roads may be blocked. A foldable bike or even a simple mountain bike with a rack might become your fastest way out. Bugging out isn't about escape, it's about transition to a safer position. That only works with planning, preparation, and a calm execution. And if you're serious about getting this right, I've made 2 dedicated videos that go deep into exactly how to plan your bug out. From real-world triggers and stealth movement, to mental prep, group tactics, and fallback planning. If bugging out becomes your only shot, make sure it's not a gamble. You'll find both video links in the description below. Will you leave early enough to survive, or too late to matter? Bugging out isn't just having a bag and a route. It's about timing, and that's where most people fail. So how do you avoid that trap? Well, here are 5 things every prepper needs to get right when it's time to bug out. Number 1. Timing and triggers. You need to decide beforehand what your personal bug out triggers are. It could be an official evacuation order, or something you see with your own eyes, rising smoke, structural damage, or violence just down the street. Maybe it's a gut instinct sparked by a radio report, like news of a dam upstream on the verge of collapse. Whatever your triggers are, define them now, write them down, talk about them with your family or group. The most experienced preppers follow a simple rule. If you're going to panic early. Leave before the masses do. If you wait until everyone is panicking, you'll be stuck in traffic, or worse, turned around at a checkpoint. And if you're heading to someone else's home, communicate early or en route, if possible. Don't just show up unannounced during chaos. Number 2. Security on the move. The road can be just as dangerous as staying behind, maybe even more. Avoid known trouble zones. If a city is rioting, take the long way around. Avoid highways where ambushes or fake checkpoints might appear. It's happened before, in hurricanes, blackouts, and foreign conflicts. If you must travel, do it smart. Move during daylight for visibility, unless stealth is essential. Keep a low profile. Don't load up your SUV with visible gear. Conceal supplies inside your vehicle. Look average, nothing that screams, "I have stuff." If you're on foot, avoid tactical gear unless necessary. Looking too prepared might make you a target for looters or authorities. And sometimes, blending in like just another displaced person is the safest route. Number 3. Build in flexibility. No plan survives first contact. Your vehicle might break down, a bridge might be blocked, the destination might already be compromised. And that's why you need layered planning. Have backups. If the car fails, grab the packs and pull the handcart. If Route A is blocked, take Route B. If the safe house is overrun, pivot to Plan C or shelter in place nearby. Number 4. Short-term versus permanent bug-outs. Not every bug-out means you're gone for good. Sometimes you leave for a few days, a hurricane, a chemical fire, a temporary threat. You expect to return. In that case, pack light, travel lean. Other times, you know you may never come back. That's when the emotional weight hits. You may need to bring irreplaceable items, family photos, documents, heirlooms, if you can. Because if your home burns, floods, or is looted, that's it. Prepare mentally for both cases, know the difference, and pack accordingly. Number 5. Clarity within your group. The last thing you want is confusion amid a crisis. Everyone in the group should know the plan out cold. What to do if the power goes out, where to meet if comms are down, how long to wait before moving on without someone. Write it down, tape it inside your bag. For example, if X happens and I'm not home in 6 hours, proceed to location Y without me. It's hard, but clarity can save lives. The greatest threat in any collapse? Standing still. When things go south, being frozen, unsure, unprepared, is what gets people hurt. That's why strategic mobility isn't about fear. It's about foresight, knowing when to move and doing it before it's too late. If this video helps sharpen your thinking, give it a like. It tells the algorithm that this kind of content matters, and it helps us keep making more. And if you've got friends, family, or a team you care about, share it with them. Because when it hits the fan, the people around you will either be your strength or your burden. Also, hit subscribe for more no-nonsense prepping guides made for folks like you. Remember, links to the related videos are in the description. Dive deeper, get sharper, and stay ahead. Thanks for watching. Stay alert, stay prepared, and as always, stay ready to move.